All right. Well, you know what? Let's talk about coattail riding because we are riding the coattails of Cleveland State. We are all in here in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's now time for our big drop-in interview of the day. Oh, we got a cool 4-box going on. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach Gates and Tre Gomillion. We are super excited about having you guys here because we don't have a Cleveland like tie.
I was born in Ohio.
Were you?
Yes, I was born in Toledo.
You know, and we don't have a team, and you are taking on Houston, which here in Memphis, Houston is our rival. We don't care for Houston, so we are cheering you on. I did not fill out a bracket. I don't believe in filling out brackets, but I just said I have you guys winning the whole entire thing. Just keep winning. I don't care who you play, but just keep winning. So we are here to support you on Rise and Grind. So thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me, and obviously this lovely young man right here, Tre Gomillion.
Obviously, you guys are in Indiana now. What has the process been like going from the Horizon League tournament? You guys were one of the earlier tournaments to wrap up and to win that conference championship, but what's it been like getting set up for this NCAA tournament?
You want to take that, Tre? No. Well, it's been well. Everything's been going well. I think our guys have done a great job of transitioning into postseason play, the mentality that is needed to be successful. The big picture is we've been bunkered here in Indianapolis, downtown, since our Horizon League tournament, and our Horizon League conference commissioner has done a great job of getting us to this point. We played 93% of our games and et cetera. So things are going well, and I definitely appreciate that question.
Tre, for you, what has it been like to be in Indianapolis since your conference tournament? Because you guys have had to stay in Indianapolis. Has that been a positive because you guys kind of know the city, you kind of know your whereabouts, and you're kind of used to being in that hotel?
He on mute.
I think he's on mute.
Can you guys hear him?
No. I think you're on mute.
You're on mute, Tre. Well, I'll answer that question. I'll answer that one for him. You know, when it comes down to the logistics of everything here, it's a wonderful feeling to have our team get to this point. We're not complacent by any stretch of the imagination. We want more for our program. Actually, our goal is to win the national championship, and it's something that our team has spoken about since day one, since the pandemic began last year in March. I believe it was 12th or 13th when the sports world was shut down. But these young men have given us all that they have, and will continue to do so moving forward.
Coach, I know when you look at this time of month, it is March, it is upset season, and it's no secret you're a 15 seed to Houston's 2 seed. They're 20-point favorites going into this game, but it really feels like you've built this team for a moment like this. I saw one of your players kind of lovingly referred to you all as the Bad News Bears. What do you make of kind of the composition of how this team has really just fought to get to this point thus far?
Well, I think we've matured ever since, I took over the program last season, but starting at this year, we've gotten better each day, and our mantra has been to focus on each minute and try to make sure that we live in the moment and not allow the insecurities of what fans may think we should be, preseason number 7 ranking, be thrown upon our shoulders. We wanted to protect the hard work, the sacrifices that we put in from day one, and I think as young people, it's very difficult to avoid seeing and hearing what people may think, but also staying as consistent and persevering as these young people have been. It's definitely something that we have built from scratch. We wanted to build our program on friendship, love, accountability, trust, discipline, unselfishness, enthusiasm, and toughness. And these guys live every day by those 8 core values.
And Tre, give us an audio check real quick. I think we got you now. I think we do. We heard you for a second. Now, Tre, when you hear Coach Gates talk about just the friendship and that love, did you ever think that, going back to when you decided to go to Cleveland State, that you guys would be here in this moment, especially just 2 years into Coach Gates' season? Oh, we can't hear you, Tre.
We can barely hear you, Tre. Lift your phone up.
You guys hear me?
There you
There
are. Yeah.
you go. You got to lift it up. I think you're blocking the.
We'll just go with the
speaker.
angles.
All right. Well, it's always was a dream, from JUCO, but like you said, in 2 years, I never really thought it would happen that fast. More or less my senior year, if anything. But Coach Gates, he's a great coach, and I ain't doubt anything he said since day one. It looked like it's paying off.
Yeah, I mean, we've now heard from Coach Gates for like a couple minutes, and I'm ready to run through a brick wall for this team. What is it specifically about him that makes him the perfect leader for this team?
He just keeps it all the way 100 with you. Every time he's gonna tell you the truth, whether it hurts your feelings or you like it. And that's someone I really need in my life. I don't need nobody to sugarcoat anything. And it be sometimes he say some things, and I might doubt it deep down inside, but it ends up working at the end. So I just do what he says. Really.
Now, Trey, what's amazing is that you have been one of the leaders that has worn the shield so many times. Did the shield make the trip? Is it still there in Indianapolis? Did you bring it? Because that is an amazing discipline, toughness shield that you guys give out to the top player after every single game. You have gotten it several times. Is it there with you guys in the hotel?
I don't think it's here with us in Indianapolis. We had to pack for a month, so I didn't think we had that much room.
Oh, Coach Gates, you said it's here?
It's here.
Oh, so is that something that you're still going to give out to the players after each game?
Yes, indeed. We had it shipped along with our athletic director. He brought it on a trip for us. We didn't know we were going to stay, but it's something that is dear to us. I think my job as a head coach, and Trey said some strong words, my job as a head coach is to hold up a mirror in front of these young people and make sure they don't run away from the reflection. They may blink, they may turn, they may twist, they may try to avoid it, right? But my job is to make sure to hold them accountable every step of the way so that one day they become great husbands, great fathers, great CEOs, and obviously continue to give back to those young people who want to cross that same bridge that they crossed.
I love that. That's incredible. And I know, Coach Gates, you've had a lot of inspiration along the way as well. And kind of a funny thing that you posted on Twitter, you obviously match up against Houston in the first round. And back when you were a GA at Marquette, you drove Houston head coach Kelvin Sampson to the Chicago airport. You said that you knew the ride would be memorable, but didn't know it would be so impactful. He sent you this book that said, Dennis, keep working. You will be a great coach one day. You are obviously a great coach right now, and you get to match up against Kelvin Sampson. Reflect back on that for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was as nervous as anybody could be. It was before I met Leonard Hamilton at Florida State. But, I looked up to Kelvin Sampson as a great coach, one that I would one day want to be like. The big picture is you see some people on TV and you see these guys in a profession changing lives and building men. And he was one that did that. And I wanted to make sure that I got all the nuggets that I could possibly get. And I was able to do so. I asked him about 1 million questions, and I made sure that I stayed in contact with him through the years. And that book stays and remains on my desk or on my shelf in my office every step of the way since I've been a coach, an assistant coach, a grad assistant. And it has definitely inspired me to do the job that I'm doing now.
And Coach Gates, when you see your players, have a year like they have had this year, playing, being students, being able to maintain that 3.3 grade point average that you guys have been able to have, and I know that's really something important to you. What has this team shown you throughout this year? And for you, Trey, also, what has Coach Gates, taught you this year during a difficult time?
Trey, you want to answer that? You got it.
Well, what Coach Gates really has taught us this year is just basically like I think it's mainly with discipline. It's kind of hard with the restrictions. We can't really go anywhere as we please, because we test so much. So I think discipline was a big thing, and just staying disciplined and staying by ourselves, staying by our teammates, so we don't come down with COVID.
I think when it comes down to the moment of this pandemic, you have to be participants in your own rescue. And I think our guys have been participants in what they want the goal to be. Their goal is matched with their actions daily. And those core values, those 8 core values that I gave you guys, our guys have used it as a sort of filter for everything that they have done. And they have become better friends toward each other. They have loved each other every step of the way. They've been accountable to the coaches and to each other. And that's one thing that you got to have on a successful team is peer accountability. And they've trusted. They've gained more and more trust along the way, and trust in the blind process that these sacrifices can lead to something greater. They've matched their discipline each and every day in the classroom, on the court, and in the community. They've been very unselfish in giving. They still remain giving in community service, giving to each and every last one of their teammates and everyone that they meet. And they've been enthusiastic through the tough times. Sometimes it is hard to gather the spirit necessary during these moments, but they've gathered enthusiasm every step of the way. And most importantly, they've protected their dreams. They had toughness in relying on these core values, no matter what the terrain or obstacles have been.
And Tre, to piggyback off what Coach is saying, that seems like the team is strong. I wonder what it's like in the locker room between you and your teammates.
Oh, it's very, open. Anybody can challenge anybody anytime, no matter whether you're a freshman or senior. That's just the trust we built up and the respect we built up for each other. No matter if it's a call out coming from me to a young player or a young player to me, we all accept it and we all acknowledge it, thank you, and just do what they say. I mean, it's just all trust. We all have respect for each other, so I think that's what spills onto the court.
And you guys look good. Coach Gates, you look especially good. I know it's been something for you this season. Well, with no fans, some coaches have gone the sweatsuit route, but you have stuck with a suit all season long. I'm assuming you'll stick with a suit in the NCAA tournament.
There's no doubt about that.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. I think when it comes down to my dream, when I was younger, I wanted to be a head coach. And I envisioned myself in a suit and tie. And I refused to allow that dream to be compromised on how I viewed myself. And that's what I've been taught along the way, is to protect your dreams. And our guys are protecting it in the same way. You never know who you will meet, who you will inspire. And hopefully there's a young GA out there that I can inspire the same way Kelvin Sampson inspired me. And that's what it's about. It's about building bridges for those to cross it, but also those to earn whatever they receive on the other side of it.
Well, Coach Gates will be in a suit. We will be in our Cleveland State gear. We will rock. We got to say, you guys hooked us up. We got T-shirts. We got jerseys. We're definitely rocking them for that game and for what it's going to take. I mean, Tre, you guys have been a team who has been, defense has been the core of you guys. Defensive when it comes to defending that three-point line and always getting the loose balls. What is it going to take to beat Houston and to continue this journey, Tre?
Simply defense, toughness, and then just not giving up. I feel like that's what it's going to take. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to happen in the first half. It's not going to happen early in the second half. It's going to happen when we least expect it. So I'm ready to play.
Mm-hmm. Coach, when you look at how these two teams match up, we've talked about it. CJ watched your triple overtime game. That was really when
all of them. I'm
the
yelling
love
at the TV,
started.
We appreciate you guys' support without a doubt.
But when you look at this Houston team, what do you see from them and how your team matches up against them?
I see a team that is underranked. I think they're a number 1 seed. If they was in a Power 5 conference, they would be at the top of that conference, whether it's Big Ten, ACC, Big East, or even a Pac-12 or Big 12. I think this team is a very balanced team. They have some great guards, elite scoring, but also they have an inside presence. We have to do our job and play the best version of Cleveland State University men's basketball. And if we do those things, at some point, we would hopefully put ourselves in a position to in those last minutes to win a game.
Now, I know there's been a lot of talk about what you guys have gone throughout this year, and I know it's been difficult with the pandemic and having a season, but how much fun are you guys having when you look back at the journey that you guys have done throughout this basketball season? How much fun has it been, Tre?
Oh, it's been so much fun. We're just a close-knit group. like you said, what Coach Gates said with the enthusiasm, I just think that how enthused we are and seeing each other succeed, and just thankful to be playing. You know, in the pandemic, like you said, we didn't know if we were going to get to play or how many games we were going to get, so we were just appreciative of every single one of them, and I think we took advantage of it.
And appreciative of even having a March Madness and an NCAA tournament after not having one last year. I'm going to say, I think people watching this are going to want to go to Cleveland State and play basketball at Cleveland State. We have a lot of ballers here in Memphis. Coach Gates, what's your pitch to come play for you and the Vikings?
Well, I think eventually it takes a village, and this fleeting moment hopefully could impact your life where one day I'm able to be invited to your wedding. No doubt in my mind, I get late phone calls from former players letting me know about life-changing experiences. It's not a 4-year relationship. It's a lifetime commitment. We have unbelievable leadership on our campus. Our president, Harlan Sands, is one of the best presidents, and he rolls his sleeves up. I'll tell you about our athletic director, Scott Garrett, one of the best athletic directors in the country. For those guys to believe in me, and for me to obviously come here and you guys see the success, one day we'll hope that you could find, Cleveland State to be a place that you want to continue your education, but also some place where you can continue your dreams. And ultimately, it takes a village. It's not just about me. It's about our staff, Rob Summers, our assistant coach, Drew Joyce III, as well as Ryan Sharball. I think those guys collectively is what also makes this special. But also our team. Our team is built on some strong young men who believe in the core values of friendship, love, accountability, and trust, discipline, unselfishness, enthusiasm, and toughness.
Tre, what are you guys doing as players to kind of kill time, stay loose, and not let the moment get too big for you, not being, being in the tournament, not necessarily at practice, but outside of practice? What are you guys doing to hang out and stuff?
Well, not being able to go anywhere, we'll play the game a little bit, but speaking on myself, I'll catch up on some sleep, to be honest.
You say playing the game. What game are y'all playing?
Mostly 2K. Some of them play Madden, but I suck at Madden, so I can't really play that.
Who's your go-to team in 2K?
Oh, LeBron all the way. Going with the Lakers.
Okay,
understandable.
That's fine.
That works.
We thought you might have said the Grizzlies, but it's okay.
We're getting there. We're getting
there. Yeah, I play with them too.
Okay, here you go.
Are you the best player? Who's the best on the team at 2K?
I'm gonna say myself, but some might disagree. No, I'm not. It's probably like Tory or Spider, Deontay Johnson, one of those.
Well, Tre, we think we'll go with you are the best. Like we're not going to doubt that. And I know you probably have heard this several times. I know CJ agrees with me, but you do have the coolest last name. Like I thought my last name was cool, Triplet, but you've taken it to a whole nother level.
Thank you.
And like March Madness is all about last names, like no pressure, but yours is already up there, so it's an easy one to grab onto.
Tre, can we call you Go Millie? Because that's what I scream in my TV. I just yell out Go Millie, and my wife comes out and gives me a glare like, "Yo, stop it!" That triple overtime game, I'm flipping chairs, throwing pillows at the TV at bad calls. I'm all the way invested, and I scream Go Millie whenever you do anything, which is usually once or twice a play.
No, I'm fine with that. I actually call my brother go by that.
All right, Go Millie it is. Yes.
Last question from me. How did you guys pack for this? Because I know it's a different situation having the entire tournament being played in Indiana. Like, how do you go about that?
We packed for a month. Before we left for the conference tournament, Coach Gates told us, I'm not coming back until we come back in a month. So pack for a month. Take whatever you need, and that's what I did literally. And it's been a struggle to get all this stuff up to the hotel room, but I look like it's been paying off for real.
Well, Coach Gates, good luck with everything. We are supporting you guys, Cleveland State. You talk about it takes a village. It definitely does. And I have to give a shout out to your wife, Coach Gates, because I will have to say, she's what started the fandom. I worked with her at Duke, and so she was part of my village, and so she supported me. And so my support has just kind of trickled on down when you went to Florida State and now at Cleveland State. And so you have got some fans here in Memphis. And I think after listening to you guys, people are racing and filling out some new brackets. They're like, you know what? I should have listened to Rise and Grind. And so we are supporting you guys, and we will be rocking our gear. And thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Jessica, CJ, and Meghan. We appreciate the support. Go Vikes.
Go Vikings.
Thank y'all for having us. Thank y'all for having us.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I love them.
Yeah, Coach Gates is
My goodness.
inspiring.
Wow.
I could have
We could have had him on for an entire show.
really could have. And you can see that as he talks about Kelvin Sampson and Leonard Hamilton, you can just see those mentors like come out in him, and especially I know my mom's gonna love that. That's why I wanted to make sure we say that he wants them to have like these are great students. He made sure that he went and found not just like players that were overlooked. A lot of them are JUCO transfers, and he makes them have. He wants them to have a 3.0 GPA. Their average is a 3.3. To have all that and to maintain that in a pandemic year, to make sure that they know that education is equally as important. And as Tre Gomillion said, is he inspires you. It's all about discipline. That's a coach that you want your kids to go play for, because he's gonna lay it on you, and he's going to keep it real with you.
That's what March is all about, right? I mean, truly, like, I know a 15 seed to the Final Four. Ooh, but when you think back on it, too, like, the path that a Butler in the Horizon League, back when, I believe the Final Four was in Indianapolis when Butler was an 8 seed, and they won the championship game under Coach Brad Stevens, another coach who is inspiring and can coach a team through March. I'm putting my money on Coach Gates, and I'm excited to thank you for getting us all on board. Thank you, Coach Gates' wife, for having a connection with Meghan, because it all comes back to this, and it's just, I love teams like this. Like, this is exactly the kind of team that I want to be supporting in March.
And we didn't ask him about this, but his name is being Coach Gates' name.
I know.
Just in his second, this is just his second year. This is a team that had, 21 losses, just the other year. And so you think about what he's been able to do in just 2 years, his name is being thrown out there with a lot of these head coaching vacancies. And he talked about Cleveland State giving him that opportunity because a lot of schools overlooked him when he was with Leonard Hamilton at Florida State. And so I hope he remains at Cleveland State, because it seemed as if he has really, really built this family. And you can tell he loves these guys. And so good luck to them. They packed for a month. Coach Gates knew. I guess he knew. Like, you packed for a month. Like, we ain't coming back, honey. Like, whatever you left, you better bring it with you.
Bring that shield down. That shield is coming too, because we're going to be here for a minute,
I
dog.
love that. I
Amazing.
love that Trey didn't know that it's there. So the coach's like, no, it's here. So y'all better bring the defense. I'm still giving it out. Like, I had it shipped.
And I know he gave a lot of credit to Houston and saying that they would be a 1 seed in a Power 5 conference. But here in Memphis, Tennessee, Houston, a lot of vulnerabilities there.
They're not even a 2 seed in our books.
No.
So
I'm excited.
yeah, if you don't have Cleveland State, rethink what you're.
Hope you did it in pencil.
Yeah.
Or online. I was shocked. Rob Fisher still fills out like a paper bracket, and I was very inspired by it because I gave up. I don't even have a printer, so we just do it online.
What day and what time do you have to have it in by? Is it
Before the first round
so
games
you have till
start on
tomorrow?
Friday. No, you can change it after the first 4.
You can?
Because the first 4 dictate
Gotcha.
who could be matching up against each other. in
Okay,
that
so people can
first
still
round.
you
got
put
time.
more in. How many can you enter in?
The limit does not exist. You could, if you decided, hey, this is the year I want to do a bracket, you could do 10 brackets.
And you can still be up for the money. That's like the
Different ones. You have to know different groups to get in.
Gotcha.
and-
But the big one, that's the ESPN bracket.
Yeah, you can do as many brackets in there as you
You
want.
can? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Get one, Megan. We're
it
gonna
out.
do a bracket during the break. Let's do it.
That takes too long.
It does not.
That gives me
No, it
anxiety.
doesn't.
Yes, it
It's
would.
fast. It's quick.
Well, you
Just pick
already
these
have
teams.
Cleveland State as your champion,
I know.
which takes a lot of the guessing work out of an
That's true.
entire side of a bracket. So
That is true. All right. Are we going to? So
we're taking a
Friday,
quick
they
break.
play the Houston.
yes.
Friday they play Houston. I'm excited about it.
What time is that game at? 6:15 Central Time. Unfortunately, the Memphis Grizzlies play the Golden State Warriors at 7 o'clock Central Time, so we will be double dipping in our attention of where that's at. I'm really
I haven't thought about
the Grizzlies play
how
Friday
that-
and Saturday, and I'm a little salty about it, and Monday.
That is very true. I haven't thought about my game plan on how to maneuver. I need to go charge up my iPad
Yeah.
because my phone is too small. I need to have it bigger.
How is your phone? I saw that it overheated.
It's a process, But a phone has been ordered.
Really?
The phone has been ordered.
So
Yes.
you did it. You pulled the trigger.
I pulled the trigger. They were able to convince me in a good way because I went in there fighting,
know.
man, saying you guys do all these. If you come to me, I'll get you a new phone. But what about the dedicated people who've been with the same service for years? Y'all don't give us nothing. So I did that one. Pulled that thing. I had to go to one T-Mobile. She wasn't feeling me. So then I called the 1-800 number. They were feeling me a little bit. Then I went to another T-Mobile. They had gotten on board. So it's all manipulation a little bit and some maneuvering around.
Really
But
proud
yeah,
of you.
a phone has been ordered. I should be able to text. I can't text on that phone. So if y'all text me, I don't know what y'all have said. Like normal though. So
Excuses.
it's usual.
Excuses.
It's usual. All right, we're gonna take a quick break because we have D'Angelo Williams coming up. Maybe we'll get him to be a Cleveland State fan as well.
I think we can do it.
I think so. He's gonna make fun of our outfits. I think so. He's like,
Probably.
are you guys wearing?
I'm quite confused.
But we're ready for it. All right, we'll be right back.
Once a week, get your basketball fix with Talkin' Grizz featuring me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, and media from around the NBA as we discuss draft topics,